Every metropolitan city has a transit system. New York City has the MTA, London has the LTC, and Toronto has the TTC. The Toronto Transit Commission subway line has been an integral part of Torontonians' everyday routine since the 1950s, when Toronto set upon constructing Canada's first subway line. For those living in the suburbs, we rely on the subway to get us to work and school. We don't really have any other choices. You're also guaranteed a few passenger assistance alarms and delays, but I digress. For the routine commuters, navigating our routes, even predicting traffic and waiting periods, becomes second nature. It's easy when it's a routine. We know the system so well, we can direct you in detail to get to our point A's to point B's, down to the specific spots to wait at so you can get off at the right location. But what Toronto's tourists, especially the non-English ones, well, they'd have no idea how to get around. According to Toronto's 2012 annual tourism reports, around 13.9% of Toronto's overnight visitors are from overseas. Now imagine being one of those 13.9%. Your English isn't so great, you're running on a budget, and you want to see everything Toronto has to offer. You're staying in a hotel uptown, but you want to explore Toronto's downtown core. It's too hot to walk, and taxi fares are too much with your budget. So you decide to rely on the TTC. You see a sign for the subway, so you go down the stairs and you're lost. You're never good at navigating. Heck, you don't even know where north is. It's up, right? So you somehow manage to buy yourself a day pass because it seems to be the most affordable way to get around. Because fares are ridiculous. But I digress. Now you're on the subway train and you're hopefully going the right direction. You get off the right station and you're lost again. Reading English is a bit of a challenge, so you don't know exactly where you're going. You just follow the crowd because they seem to know where they're going. You end up inside the AMC when all you really wanted to see was the Eaton Center. Talk about awkward. The TTC may be one of the most straightforward subway lines in North America, but getting around is still quite challenging for the non-commuters. Wayfinding signs still have not evolved to universally understood graphics. The maps in every station rely on geographically accurate information using only language-based graphics. You would need to know how to navigate and read English to get from point A to point B. Even English-speaking out-of-towners will find themselves stopping every now and then to ask for directions. Technology has sufficiently evolved this decade with intelligent mapping systems available on our cell phones, but 9 times out of 10, you're probably not going to find signal along the subway line. If Toronto wants to become a tourist-friendly city, we need to start rethinking the wayfinding of our transit system. The official TTC map should integrate elements of cognitive mapping. Districts should be more visibly identified so one can identify exactly where they are. Nodes, such as major intersections and subway station entrances, should be more heavily identified for easy navigation, and prominent landmarks should be graphically identified for quick and universal understanding. Maps that navigate your way around the city should be quick and accessible at all points of your travel. Stations should introduce Google-based kiosks that make mapping your routes and destinations easy, with options to print and use various languages. These kiosks will provide the ease of cell phone-based GPS mapping without the expense of long-distance charges and provide an accessibility in signal dead zones. Graphics are the universal language. Every city offering tourist attractions should be aware of the importance of universally understood graphics, because sometimes words can be downright confusing.